You know, 3 years ago, I was working on, I'm not sure, maybe my S10 truck or a Mustang. One or the other, I was thinking. And I went up on YouTube because I got so frustrated laying mud. Laying mud to me is like spreading frosting, and it doesn't spread too well for me. That is one of my downfalls. I mean, to this day, I can't lay it out nice. That's one of the things that I would really like to learn. It irritates me and bothers me so much because I do try. It isn't like I just glob it on and fucking call it a day. Anyway, 3 years ago I started doing, I got so frustrated about Bondo. I went up on YouTube and started watching this guy doing videos, and you know, and that guy got me involved doing videos. Otherwise I would have never done videos, ever. I mean, I didn't ever see myself doing videos. But anyway, I still can't do Bondo. Well, that ain't Bondo, that's metal glaze. Metal glaze, and then to make it more creamier, because I need all the help I can get. Does anybody think there's a better glaze out there? Not that if the best glaze in the whole world would fucking not help me, because if you don't have the technique to spread, you don't have the technique to spread, and I can't spread to save my ass. But anyway, I mixed it with that too. I tried it 50 million different ways, and I don't know, man. It's just something that I can't. It ain't never gonna happen, I guess. I'll die trying. But anyway, the car's all sanded down at 320. Now I'm gonna guide coat it. Let it set for maybe an hour. And commence the sand. Oh, I don't see the hood. That's right. The hood is in the next room. Anyway, I bored you enough. Anyway, it's none of my concern, so just stick to what you know, which I don't know much, to tell you the fucking truth, but those two areas came out pretty goddamn good. That back driver's side quarter panel, and I hate to say it, but it's the motherfucking truth. I kind of wish that quarter panel was, the passenger side was on the driver and the driver was on the passenger. I'll tell you why. You take it for what it's worth. It doesn't matter to me, but it's a fact. I've learned this from an old guy, Ron Hostler. That guy taught me how to weld. I bought his welder back in the day. He just passed away about 6 months ago, and his girlfriend didn't fucking let me know, but she had time enough to find my phone number to want me to work on her fucking car, but she didn't tell me that Ron Hostler passed away. Anyway, Ron Hostler, he used to do a lot of vans and shit in Florida. And by NASA, he used to work there too. But anyway, he used to live here. But anyway, this is what he always said when he did cars, flipper cars. He says, do the best you can on the hood, driver's fender, driver's door. Because when the owner gets in while he's getting up in the morning and looking at his car, that's what he sees. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. What you see, what you don't see, don't bother you. It's true. Do I go by that aspect? No, but Ron Hostler I looked up to. You know why I looked up to him? Because he gave me the fucking time of day when I didn't know how to do shit. He was actually a fucking human being. And that's what he taught me when I bought his welder. I didn't even know how to weld. He bought that welder, the welder was 6 months old. He bought the tanks and everything, and he had back, this is years ago, this is like, man, 25 years ago maybe, he had like $1,600 tied up in that 110 Lincoln welder. Because he had bought his own tanks and shit. That saved me a lot of money. Anyway, he owned it for 6 months, and he needed money. My dad told me, you got a welder for sale. So I went down there, I told Ron Hostler, I'll give you what you want for it. And I remember to this day, we pulled it outside and I said, Ron, I don't know how to weld. He showed me for a second, and this is what he told me. Look at the wire feed and the heat. When you get that set, turn the heat up a little bit. He says, weld. Don't matter if your rod gets stuck, that is not good. He says, burn that motherfucker, burn that weld, burn that metal. And now you know where to step back. A lot of guys will start welding and they'll get chicken shit. It's not hot enough, it's not penetrating. But anyway, my point being, this is what he told me. When it sounds like bacon sizzling, he said, you welding all right. He says, now I believe it too, the more heat you put on it, you'll warp it, yes, but you'll penetrate a lot better. And if you stay in the pocket for a second, with argon, it makes the weld flow and drop down. Because he says, if you want to grind, you can pile it on, and I don't like grinding. I weld hot, because I want penetration. You can warp shit real quick. That's what an air hose is for and copper's for, and Play-Doh. Because you ever seen shit where people welded it and you look at it and think, okay, it's been welded, and then you pry on it and then ping ping, it just pops apart. My brother Bob used to weld like that. Make me chuckle. And I used to tell him, man, you need to turn up a little heat a little bit. Oh, it'll be all right, because he was doing flip cars. Oh, it'll be all right. Anyway, I've said what I wanted to say. Besides that, it's good to go. And like I said earlier, what you can't see, don't bother me. I understand why people run it down to 500 grit. This is just my experience. This Pro Finisher by Hutchinson, it's not a bad price, but $150. It is the 332nd. I guess it's got a smoother orbit. Okay, and then you got a saw pad. And then what I did on that, on a saw pad, that black pad is, when you buy a Hutchinson water bug, they give you like 3 different pads with little holes in them so water goes through it. I got that at a screaming deal. I bought that for $100, the whole kit and everything. I couldn't believe I got it that cheap. But anyway, you do have to blow it out a lot, the pad. And what I do is, because you always got an air hose with you, as shown before, I got a work belt with a framing hammer hoop just to hold it on. But anyway, I've never sanded anything down to 500 to 600 grit ever in my life, and I see why. Because like my old man would say, smoother than SPANK-BABYZ-ASS. Wow, there's a difference, so I can say. It's a little job and chore, but because it doesn't sand that quick, you know, you gotta work it. But I think in the long run, it's gotta be worth it. It's the smoothest sand job I've ever done. And I'm not trying to brag about my work. It's just that I've never went down below 320, never. Because 9 chances out of 10 I'm doing hoopty cars, or I'm doing, you know, crash and burn cars, or I'm doing metal flake. And metal flake, you put enough clear on it, don't matter if you got an 80 grit scratch. You put enough flake on it, it will fill a scratch. And that's fact, and I own those words because I've sprayed more than my share of metal flake. I just wanted to see what's going to do, and Wow. Wow. And I'm not even using a top line sandpaper. At the time that I bought this back in the day, at the time, this is all I could find. I've never even heard of it. So I can't say if the sandpaper is good or not. You know, I'm a cheap rascal, premium quality. Just because it says premium doesn't mean it's true. But I will try to find another 500 grit sandpaper just to see if there's a difference. Because what I don't like, and I can already tell, see how she's starting to get a ripple right here? And when she gets a ripple, she wants to fold over, and then the paper's junk. That's my experience. It does make your compressor run. Oh, and I wanted to, I told a gentleman that you have to have, in order to run 80 to 90 PSI constantly, I had quoted him that you had to have 11 point something CFM. That is incorrect, because my small compressor runs on 7.9 two-stage, and it'll keep up with 80 PSI all day long. You don't have to wait for it. Even though I'm running the big compressor right now because, I don't know, I alternate, put it that way, like shoes. At the end of the day, when all the bitching and pissing and fucking moaning and crying and screaming and swearing and everything is all fucking done, then you start seeing some results. Like I said, I ain't never went down to 500 DA 600 hand sand. And I ain't never had nothing like this. But then again, this ain't mine. It gets so fine, the mist, the dust, it feels like baby powder. I don't know why. I know what baby powder feels like. You know what? That ain't half bad for a white boy that don't know what the fuck he's doing and never took any courses to do body work. But I can contest, I learned a lot from guys off YouTube. Certain guys that I ask their advice, and when they tell me what to do, I don't question. You know why I don't question? I trust the people. I know they wouldn't lead me astray. On that note, time for the shoe to go home. You know, I don't like sanding, but this ain't bad. Once you start getting spanked, baby, oh, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying I'm bragging on the 500-600 grit sand. My shit ain't never felt like that. Fucking hours and on top of hours. What do I got? When this car came in here, it was supposed to be ready to rock. Okay, I primed it, what, 1, 2, 3 times? And it still ain't ready, and I still gotta do this whole car. And I have 108 hours and 33 minutes. Could Slow SRT, James Freddy, Sandtech, and people like that do it in a quicker time? Oh yeah, I'm sure they could. You know, the more you do something, the quicker, faster you get. How many hours am I gonna have into this? I can't break over, I don't even know, I ain't even figured it out because I gotta do what I gotta do. Still a leaping lizard. One thing that I don't like, and I'm not gonna bitch, I'm just gonna show you, you know, when a man he spray canned this, that's okay. And then I'm supposed to spray this black. When he doesn't even bother to tape things off and leaves that there, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he doesn't do body work, but most people have used a spray can and realize there's overspray when you don't tape it off. Well, this is going to be a stuff and shoot because Just because I fucking said. Because if he doesn't care about this, I can't care about this. It is what it's gonna be tomorrow. That motherfucker looks like it's got clear on it already. God damn. Can I get a fucking amen? At least get a couple thumbs down. I see I've got my share of those because people don't like to get blocked, but I don't like to hear bullshit either.